morning. Thank you all for coming here today. My name is Martyna Kubas and I'm a student of Business Economic Services at the University of Rzeszów. Today I want to tell you more about communication in business. I will try to prove to you that it's a very important and often underestimated factor in a company. At the end of my presentation there will be a time for questions, so let's start. What does it take to run a successful business? Some people say the art of identifying and seizing an opportunity, the union of the luck and education. Some say preparation and education best prepare people for the rigors of the business world. Still others claim it's all about connection, but no one of them offer the whole story. The major elements that essential is effective communication. Indeed, strong communication, more than any other factor, may be the leading predictor of a business success. Communication helps us learn about new opportunities, manage our education, and cultivate important connection. We all know what communication is, we know what it looks like and how to use it. But, however, the term communication is business is no longer so obvious. We should ask ourselves what should be done to make a regular conversation a business conversation. On this slide, you can see the feature of business communication, so attributes which make normal communication to be a business communication. Practical, factual, clear and brief, target-oriented and persuasive. I have chosen 3 of them which I think are the most important and which I want to tell you more about. So first, practical. Effective business communication deals with the practical aspects of the information, explaining why, how and when. It's avoid impractical, imaginary, unnecessary or repetitive information to eliminate waste of time. Factual. In general, a business message contains facts and figures in place of overall idea. Important days, place, times, etc. should be clearly mentioned in a business communication. And last, target-oriented. A business communication must have a specific objective and must be planned properly so the objective could be achieved. Business communication involves also 6 basic elements. Message, sender, receiver, channels, symbols, and a feedback. Now, when we know what communication in business is, we will learn how the process of communication looks like. So first, sender's idea. The first thing in communication is to be familiar with the idea or the problem to be communicated. Second, encoding the idea. When the idea is covered into a symbolic form in terms of some kind of language, it may be termed as the encoding of the idea. The language may consist words, symbols, charts, diagrams, etc. Transmission. In transmitting the idea or decision, certain matters are to be taken in consideration. The first consideration should be to select an appropriate channel, verbal, non-verbal, written, and of course the medium, radio, email, television. Getting the message by the receiver. The receiver must get the message for the communication to be successful. Decoding the message. Decoding means understanding or bringing the mention of the message. If the receiver understands the message as the same sense the sender intends, communication will be successful. Sending feedback. Feedback is the receiver response to the message. It's evaluate of the effectiveness of the message. If the sense of the message is properly, the feedback or the response will be desirable, and it's not one has to understand that there are some barriers in the process. Channels. Channels are roads or paths of the communication. Selection of channels depends upon the nature of the message, necessity, urgency, and situation conditionals. Noise. Noise is not a separate step of the process. It may be present in every step and make the communication less effective or ineffective. Noise destroys the message, resulting in chaos and confusion. After everything you have heard so far, you can still say, okay, but what do we need it for? Why should we do that? Therefore, on the next slide, I want to show you the goals for which we use appropriate business communication. Those can be chosen into few main functions. First, the sharing of the information. I think it's clear, and we already mentioned some kind of that. And motivation. Communication is not about just passing an information. It's also about motivates the employees to work harder and better. A good communicator knows how to cover their message with just the right amount of motivation to make the receiver genuinely want to accept that. Socialization. Business isn't all about work. It's also about play and getting people to open and shimmer down. Communication brings business alive. While we're thinking about the bottom line of our business, we should also look at the communication. You may find that communication is the crucial factor in deciding the future of the business. As long as it is effective, everything else will work out well. At the end of my presentation, I will show you 3 more companies which, according to the American magazine Inc., have achieved success thanks to effective business communication. First, Credit Karma. Credit Karma is a company which offers you a credit scores, reports, and insights. They search for information you need to take control of your credit. Founder and CEO Kenny Flynn operates with an open door policy, which he calls keystone for a good company communication. As he said, I'm always in my office and available. I encourage people to come by and share their thoughts about how they feel Credit Karma is doing. Next, Square. Square Inc. is a financial services, merchant service aggregator, and mobile payment company. They market several software and hardware payments products and has expanded into a small business services. The firm has a unique policy for ideas and information to be sharing. When 2 or more people meet, one of them has to take notes and share those notes with all other interested Square employees to persuade them to her on his idea. And last but not least, Google. It's a company that I think everyone knows. Their transparency is one of the cornerstones of the Google culture. At their weekly TGIF All Hands meeting, co-founder Larry Page and Sergey Brin host the entire company in person or by video for updates from the prior week, including product demonstration, welcoming new hires, and most important, 30 minutes of fielding questions from anyone in the company on any topic. The Q&A is the main part of this company. Thank you for your time. I hope my presentation convinced you that communication is the important factor in a company. Now, when it's a time for questions. If there are no questions, so thank you for attention.